Morning, children. I've had some help this week creating a little story. So I hope you enjoy it and I hope you spot some children that you might recognise in our story. Now, our story starts in a street called Festive Road. And in Festive Road, there was lots and lots of excitement because a special visitor was coming to visit Festive Road. So everybody had to get ready and prepare themselves for this special visitor. So let's have a little look at what some of the residents of Festive Road decided to do to get themselves ready. At house number 1 were Mr. and Mrs. Shiny. And Mr. and Mrs. Shiny were so proud of their beautiful new car, and they wanted to make sure that their car was all ready for the special visitor, just in case they had to take the visitor out. So here they are, cleaning their car. At house number 2 lived the Cook family. And the Cook family, you won't be surprised, loved to cook. And they thought, well, we've got a very special visitor coming. So what we need to do is we need to make some beautiful cakes for this special visitor. So that's what they spent lots and lots of time busying themselves, making cakes for their visitor. And here they are. Go. At house number 3 lived Mr. and Mrs. Shop-a-Lot, and they were really excited about the special visitor coming in. So they felt they needed to go and buy some new clothes, they needed to go shopping, they needed to get lots of things in, especially for the visitor. So they went all round the shops buying things. They were so busy getting all of the things that they needed ready for the visitor. When Mr. and Mrs. Spick and Span at number 4 found out there was going to be a special visitor, they were worried because their house was really untidy and really needed cleaning. So they got together with their hoovers and their brooms and their cleaning products and started to clean their house from top to bottom. The Rappit sisters at house number 5 really decided that with a special visitor, they ought to give them some special presents. So they spent lots of time buying presents, wrapping them up, stacking them up, all ready for when the special visitor arrived. And at house number 6 lived Mr. Calm. Mr. Calm knew there was going to be a visitor coming, and he decided that he was just going to sit and think and read and take some time to really think about this very special visitor coming to visit. So he sat at his chair with his book, just sitting calmly and thinking. So the day arrived for the special visitor to come and visit Festive Road. And he came on that day, ready to see all of the residents. First thing he did, knocked on the door of number 1, where Mr. and Mrs. Shiny lived. But do you know what? Mr. and Mrs. Shiny didn't hear him knock because they were a little bit further round the back washing their car. They missed the special visitor. So the special visitor moved on to house number 2. He knocked on the door. Nothing. He knocked on the door again. But the Cook family were so busy cooking and making cakes for the visitor that they didn't even hear him knock on the door. Go. And at house number 6 lived Mr. Calm. Mr. Calm knew there was going to be a visitor coming, and he decided that he was just going to sit and think and read and take some time to really think about this very special visitor coming to visit. So he sat at his chair with his book, just sitting calmly and thinking. Well, the special visitor wasn't going to give up. He went to house number 3 where Mr. and Mrs. Shop-a-Lot lived. And yes, you've guessed it, they weren't even in. They were out shopping. Well, our special visitor wasn't doing very well. He hoped that when he knocked on the door of number 4, that Mr. and Mrs. Spick and Span would be in and would be ready to receive him. So, knocked on the door. Nothing. Knocked on the door again, but because of all the noise of the Hoover, they just didn't hear, and nobody opened the door to the special visitor. So the special visitor moved on to house number 5, where the Rappit sisters lived. He knocked on the door. Nothing. He knocked on the door again. But do you know, the Rappit sisters were far too busy wrapping their presents and stacking their presents and getting all the presents ready for the special visitor that they didn't hear him come. Finally, the special visitor went to the last house in the street, house number 6, the house of Mr. Calm. And they knocked on the door. And Mr. Calm rose up from his seat, hearing the knock on the door, and he opened the door and he welcomed the special visitor into his house. So why did I tell you that story? Well, that story is a little bit like what we're thinking about at the moment, the season of Advent. And Advent is a season of getting ready to welcome Christmas. But do you know what, children? Sometimes we get really, really busy over Advent. Sometimes we spend lots and lots of time, and we do, and our mums and our dads do, doing lots and lots of things, wrapping presents, cooking, making cakes, baking, washing cars, getting our decorations up. And sometimes by doing all of that, we forget about what the real reason for Christmas is. And the real reason we celebrate Christmas is we celebrate a very special visitor. And that visitor was Jesus, who came in a manger to his mum and dad, Mary and Joseph, just like we've been learning about in our early years and Key Stage 1 nativities. So when you open your Advent calendars each day, it's a time to reflect and remember that actually we need to make time to remember why we celebrate Christmas. So I'm going to just encourage all of you to try and take a little moment out of your busy times to remember that Christmas celebrates Jesus being born. So that brings us to our awards today. First of all, our Growth Mindset Awards. So in Class LB, the Growth Mindset Award goes to Lily, because Lily's always working really, really hard and inspiring other children in her class to work hard too. So a big well done to Lily. In Class PO, it goes to Theo, because Theo has been an absolute inspiration to the other children in his class in his singing in the Nativity. So really, really big well done to you, Theo. In Class LF this week, it goes to Sam. Sam's earned the Growth Mindset Award this week because whilst he was in Class LF, we've noticed just how much he perseveres with learning. He also found his way out of a problem when he felt uncomfortable performing a scene to the class. He wrote the script instead. So well done, Sam. In Class KS, it goes to Archie. And Archie's attitude over the past couple of weeks has really, really impressed us. His writing's shown great flair and he provides thought-provoking answers. Well done, Archie. Keep it up. In Class RC, it goes to Ashton. Ashton's used a great growth mindset this week and has really improved his attitude towards his learning. He's come into class with a fantastic positive attitude, has worked extremely hard and persevered well with every test he's completed this week. In Class EW this week, it's Molly May. Well done, Molly May. You did an amazing job with your lines in the Nativity. Miss Wood is so proud for going on stage with a smile on your face and speaking so clearly. In Class JA this week, it's Harrison, because Harrison always has a huge smile on his face and tries really hard with all his learning. Harrison loves a challenge and is always one of the first to volunteer to try out new things. Keep it up, Harrison. And in Class DB this week, it goes to Charlie. I've been really, really impressed with Charlie, and it's impressed all of the adults who work in class with him on just how hard he's worked to improve his presentation. He really has persevered, and I'm sure he won't mind me showing you this. At the beginning of the year, this was his presentation. And now, wow, look at the difference. So we're really, really proud of you, Charlie. Okay, our Head Teacher's 3Cs Award goes to one of the children in JA this week. It goes to Thea, because this morning I was at the post box and Thea was there posting her cards, and one of the other children from her class came up and didn't have any cards to post, and nor did his little sister. So Thea just decided to give some of her cards to the other children and let them post them in the post box. So a big well done to Thea. We're so proud of you. You've got the 3Cs Award this week, and I will be bringing that to you today. 3 birthdays this week, 2 on the 9th and 1 on the 10th. On the 9th, we've got Archie, Archie in Class JA, and Lucy Croker. It's your birthday on the 9th as well. And then on the 10th, we've got Lily Shepherd. So happy birthday to all of you for the week coming up. We hope you have a lovely day. Instead of our Lord's Prayer today, I thought we'd just finish, having spoken all about Advent and the importance of making time to think and reflect about the reason for Christmas. I thought I'd finish with a Christmas blessing. So may the joy of the angels, may the gladness of the shepherds, may the worship of the wise men and the peace of the baby Jesus be yours now and this Christmas time. Amen.